And he wrote me a beautiful letter that said, I'm sad. I'm obviously sad, but we need this break. I wish you the best, and I will always love you. Till this day, I have that little letter, and I framed it.
He wrote a beautiful letter, so let's read it together. Y'all know I love to read stuff.
Tamara, just know that 600s brought us together for times and through it all. The many highs, and there were many, the trips, dinners, wine, and we, just to name a few. And even through the lows, always remember I love you. I know we would have been great, and our life together would have been an amazing dream. Never stop shooting for the stars, believing in yourself, and knowing that you are beautiful inside and out. Love, Adam.
Red flag! Of all the things you could have said to her in that letter, this was your make or break moment, sir. There could have been more poured into this, in my opinion. This just sounds like somebody who's graduating. You know when you graduate and somebody writes in your book like, hey, nice knowing you, Romy. It's been a great 4 years. I know that you're going to be great in the future. Wishing you the best in your endeavors. That's what it sounds like to me. He knew that doing this was going to melt her heart. Because you got to remember, sis cried 10 hours on an airplane for this man. So he knows that she's down bad for him. She loves him. He knew what he was doing. He was trying to speed up the process, because he's ready. So now she has to speed up to his pace. And he knew the best way to get her to speed up is if he dropped, the letter, said the goodbye, and then walked away from her.
Her brother, Taj?
What does he do?
No, he took my side.
Oh, yeah, when we broke up, I will tell you this.
Taj is my boy.
My best friend, my family members, including my mother, all took Adam's side. And I saw on Facebook, or was it Facebook? Yeah,
yes, Facebook.
Your Facebook, him hanging out with my brother.
Taj was the op. Sis just confirmed it was Taj all along. I knew it. It had to be him. It had to be. I could sniff it. Of the siblings, you could tell that Tavia and Tia are more on the, if you know, you know. And Tamera and Taj are more on the Carlton side. Let's just put it that way. So it makes sense as to why he was calling her dumb. Because look at him hanging out with the ops. Mind you, this man did not propose to your sister for 4 years. Are you not embarrassed for your sister? This is embarrassing, Taj.
Even my best friend, Andrea.
Bookmark her friend Andrea, because Andrea is going to play an important part in the Tia and Tamara reality show that we're going to cover as well.
We were both with other people, and the other people told us,
Yeah, that's true.
you're still in love with your ex.
Red flag. So y'all was sitting up here wasting other people's time. If you know that you're still in love with your ex, or you have some unresolved feelings with your ex, why on God's green earth are you subjecting other people to your foolishness? Because now these people done wasted their time. I'm gonna need you guys to go and pay these people for what you subjected them to. Because y'all got money. Y'all clearly got it. So go ahead and make do with what they are owed. They are owed for pain and suffering because they had to deal with y'all insufferable behinds. Red flag, next.
We were going to the same church.
Yep.
We had broken up, and I was still going. Adam was still going, but we were going at different times. And he said, I think there's one seat left.
There was one seat.
Guess who was sitting next to the one seat?
This guy.
At this point, God got so tired of them that he decided to intervene. Because not only were they wasting other people's time, Tamera was going around stealing people's energy, having Tia have to hang up phone calls, Taj having to go hang out with this man who couldn't decide whether he wanted to be with her after 4 years of being together. So now God's like, you know what, I've had enough. We're going to have you guys meet together at church.
I sit down and I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. And literally, I go, are you dating someone?
That's her first question.
And so they got to chatting and they finally got back together. Yay, praise the Lord. Won't he do it? Amen. So now we're getting to the marriage part here because we've heard Tia and Corey's background story of how they met and started dating. And now we've heard Tamera and Adam's love story as well. Let's get into their marriage timeline because this is very important. Remember, Tia was picking up Corey at bus stops. That's where we left off. And we know that he didn't have anything, didn't have any money, but he had a dream. And he had a rider, and that was Tia. Tia and Corey met in 1999. Corey proposed to her in 2006, and they got married in 2008.
First things first, let's talk about how Mr. Corey Hardrick proposed. He had asked my dad for, my hand in marriage and my mother. Not only that, he incorporated the whole family. It was on Christmas Day. He said, Tia, I want to give you something. And he had handed me this card. And in the card, it said to ask my brothers to hit the play button. And the song that started to play was Meet Me at the Altar in Your White Dress.
That struggle love song. This is the struggle love anthem, y'all. Let's continue. He got down on one knee in front of her entire family and proposed while Jagged Edge played. Of course he did. I gotta give Corey his props. At least he was able to save up and get himself on better financial footing in order to be able to buy Tia her engagement ring, which I appreciate. Now, let's read some of the lyrics of Let's Get Married. There's a reason I call it the struggle love anthem. See, first of all, I know these so-called players wouldn't tell you this, but I'ma be real and say what's on my heart. Let's take this chance and make this love feel relevant. Didn't you know I loved you from the start? Yeah. When I think about all the years we've put in this relationship, who knew we'd make it this far? Red flag. Who knew we'd make it this far, sir? So you had no vision about where you were gonna go with her? And I'm talking about Jagged Edge. I'm not talking about Corey. But it's so interesting that he chose this song. And he thought that this song was befitting to propose to the love of his life. Then I think about where would I be if we were just to fall apart, and I can't stand the thought of losing you. Meet me at the altar in your white dress. We ain't getting no younger. We might as well do it. Oh, well, we getting older, so it's time now for us to be together. Been feeling you all the while, girl. I must confess, girl, let's just get married. I just want to get married.
I remember a gift that he had given me because it was on Christmas Day. And this gift was this leather jacket. And I have this leather jacket still to this day.
Green flag, Corey, because I wasn't expecting him to also give her a Christmas gift. Because, sometimes, men like to cheap out and be like, I bought you the ring, so that's enough for Christmas. But I thought it was a beautiful gesture of buying her that leather jacket. And it's a really nice jacket, y'all. So, okay, Corey got his money up. All right, y'all, we might not have any more red flags for Corey now. Let's just wait and see. Tia and Corey eventually got married. They had a very beautiful wedding. Sis was stunning, and she was glowing, happy to be Mrs. Hardrick.
We ended up hiring an incredible wedding planner. Her name is Robin Goldberg, and she was just lovely. She was so wonderful. Corey was actually involved. Like, he really wanted to be involved with the process.
Another green flag for Corey. Okay, Corey is showing up here. He's doing really well with the wedding video now. So Corey was an active participant in their wedding planning. I like the fact that he was being very collaborative with this, and he was part of the process, and he actually was very engaged through it all. Now, did he help pay for it? I don't know. But at least if he didn't, he was helping out. At least he did something. So we got to give Corey his 10s here. All across the board. Isn't that the new thing y'all Gen Z people be doing? The clock it? I'm going to condense this video because she went into detail about her wedding color scheme, her dress, her hair, the bridesmaid, the food, all that, yada, yada, yada. Her wedding color scheme was pink and purple. And she also decided to incorporate butterflies into her theme. And then sis went through this whole little segment of letting us know why she chose the butterfly. And I thought that was very interesting.
My favorite colors are pink and purple, and I
actually have this tattoo here with pink and purple, and I have a butterfly.
She admits that she's a type A personality, and usually she doesn't let go of things, and so she relates a lot to the butterfly, because sometimes the butterfly's in the cocoon and they have to struggle to get out, and so once they break out, then the wings kind of build their strength for them to fly, and so you can't actually interrupt the process of them struggling out of the cocoon, or else they will die.
So if you were to help a butterfly out of that cocoon, they might not survive because they haven't built that strength to fly on their own. So that's another thing why I just love butterflies. It reminds me that the trials and tribulations or the struggles that you go through in life, embrace those, because those are going to make you stronger in the end.
Red flag, sis. Why does everything have to be a struggle with you somehow? This was supposed to be a wedding story, and somehow the butterfly got incorporated of struggle love. So that lets me know that she's saying that the trials and tribulations that her and Corey went through at the beginning of their relationship was like that butterfly. And so now that they're at their wedding and they're about to get married, then she finally passed that phase and they were able to break out of their cocoon, which was him being practically almost homeless, and ride off into the sunset. So congratulations to y'all. Now, the next part that I found very interesting is she said that she gave her bridesmaids custom-made Nikes.
One thing in particular, I wanted to surprise the bridesmaids with a gift. And I had given them these custom-made Nikes that had the date of our wedding on them and their name.
But mention nothing about the groomsmen. Red flag. So we know she dropped a bag on her girls. But what was Corey's gifts to his groomsmen? Based on the context clues of this story time, we can surmise that Corey was still struggling a bit. Although she hasn't explicitly expressed it, context clues reveal it all. Another important piece of information that Tia revealed is that Corey, he usually is Mr. Calm, cool, and collected, but on that day he was smiling and cheesing and happy and crying.
I still feel like I've never seen him smile as much and as big. Like he had this beautiful smile.
Seems like he was really in love with her and in love with the wedding. I know some of y'all gonna say, well, he was happy he hit the jackpot. Listen, I ain't gonna lie, my intrusive thoughts want to say that. However, I will say that this is probably just him being very excited to be with the love of his life, and he couldn't believe that he actually bagged Tamera. What was very interesting to me is she said that during the wedding she did not cry at all, and she was super buzzed and drunk because she drank a lot before she walked down the aisle.
Contrast to me, I'm walking down the aisle and I'm laughing. I had several glasses of champagne.
The part where she got really emotional is when she recalled her father walking her down the aisle, and I thought that was very sweet. She's obviously a daddy's girl. She really loves her father.
My dad was so nervous. He was so nervous. Love my dad. That little moment that we had together before I got married, that will go down in history as one of my favorite. I will have that memory in my head forever.
There was definitely some twin rivalry / competition going on between Tia and Tamera, because every chance that Tia got, she would remind us that she was the one who was married.
I'm Tia, the one with the ring. Oh. So don't get it twisted. Okay, Tia. That's my sister, the one without the ring. I'm married. Yeah, put it on the box. Put it on the Really? Tia, the one that's married. Okay, yes. Okay. People always get it mixed up.
All right. That's funny. All you ladies.
That's all for Tia's wedding story. Now let's move on to Tamera, because 3 years after Tia got married, Tamera got married. So let's go through her timeline. So remember, Tamara and Adam met back up in church, rekindled their relationship. Tamara shared the details of her proposal story on The Real. Of course she did. Y'all know sis likes to yap. Now, in my last video, y'all would have noticed that I had to use AI due to copyright and whatnot. So hopefully this time the AI sounds a little better and more cohesive.
No one told me at all. Adam and I actually went on a trip to Europe. He did ask my mom and dad first, which I thought, oh, amazing. Good job, Housley. He wanted their permission first. Yeah, I like that. That'd be important. But you guys, I had no idea. All I did notice was that he was acting a little weird. He was a little, he was really nervous. And if you know my husband, he talks a lot. He wasn't talking at all. Ooh, so I thought I had did something, but, anyway, but to make a long story short, you were absolutely right. Make the proposal personal. Yeah, Adam is not really a big, showy guy. I thought, okay, we're in Europe. Maybe, looking back, maybe he could have done something like, bigger and elaborate. But you guys, my proposal was just so him. It was so private, so intimate. Yeah, it was just actually, we were in Venice. But as you know how you ride like gondola rides and all of that. Some people would, do it on a gondola ride or whatever. He just asked me to marry him in our hotel room. He just got on his knees and, asked me, yeah. What was really special is after he asked me, we went out into like the courtyard of Venice, and this was not planned, you guys. There were violinists playing, and Adam took a picture of me right after we got engaged, and I was just beaming. It was like God had planned it for. It was beautiful, and it was our proposal, special.
I think that it was perfect that he took her to Venice, being that the last time they went to Europe and she thought he was going to propose, he didn't. So this actually made up for that last time, and I thought that was really sweet. He did it in a hotel room. It was very private. Now, there is a slight red flag. I'm sorry, y'all. Just a slight red flag. Just a slight red flag. So you mean to tell me that you did it in a hotel room? You couldn't have taken her out to dinner or something, just a little bit. Like, okay, so this is just, again, my opinion. I'm not saying that your man has to go all out. But what I'm trying to say is that there has to be a little bit more effort. Even though he did propose to her in a hotel room, her being in Venice made up for that. Now, had he done it in some random hotel room, some city somewhere in the middle of nowhere, then I would say red flag. But because he did it in Venice, Venice is a very beautiful city. I'm sure that they went on tour and they had a great time. Then I think that engagement was perfect for them. Let's continue on to Tamara's wedding. Similar to Tia, Tamara also posted her wedding story time. Tamara and Adam decided to have a sit down to let us know how their wedding went.
So, Tamara, can you believe it's been 9 years? It was an amazing weekend.
I just can't believe it's gone by so fast.
What's crazy is, for those who don't know, it was like a weekend. We had people come in from all over the world. So we wanted to make a weekend getaway for them. So we had a bus tour on Friday, we had a taco truck and a wine tasting on Saturday, and then Sunday was the big event, of course.
Just right out the gate, you can definitely see the differences in Tia's wedding versus Tamara's wedding. While Tia had a more intimate family and friends type of wedding, Adam and Tamara had more of an extravagant wedding where they had people flying in from all over the world. They had tours, wine tasting, because remember, his family's from Napa Valley, so he got a little bit of money in. Even if he says that he grew up in the working class, it must have been a high income working class family because you live in Napa, sir. So please, now let's continue on to their wedding story.
There was one night I think I did not remember. I saw pictures.
You didn't go Saturday night, the night before.
Because I probably drank too much.
Red flag. What's up with you and Tia drinking, ma'am? You were really out there celebrating. Now, in all seriousness, it just shows that they were really happy to get married. Very joyful, might I add. My goodness.
Mindy Weiss was our wedding planner, and she was amazing, and they made it rustic, and it was just a beautiful setup.
Our wedding looked, it still wasn't gorgeous, lavish, wedding, but for the way it looked, I actually paid half price for it because I thought of the future. I thought of our home that that we were gonna buy.
Red flag. Red flag. Hold up, sis. Let me rewind and quote what you said here. You said, for the way it looked, I actually paid half price. Hold up. Who paid for this wedding, sis? Because I didn't hear a we. I didn't hear Adam's name mentioned at all. So don't tell me, sis, that you paid for your own wedding. Mr. Fox News been around the world. Aye. Covering war stories, had a whole career. Mr. 6 years older. Mr. didn't give you the ring until after 4 years. Had you crying for 10 hours, 11 hours on a flight. Then he proposed to you in a hotel room, which again, I said was no problem. However, now I see that he didn't want to contribute to the wedding. Let's find out the truth, because I find it very appalling that sis said I actually paid half price. And they had a whole wedding planner, y'all. Hold on. Let's see if we could find some tea from the real, because y'all know they like to talk and spill tea.
You bought your wedding dress. I bought my wedding dress, yeah. Wait, what? I bought mine too. Who bought your dress? Adam helped out, which is really nice, because I paid for my entire wedding. Well, I'm sorry, what? I made the money, I could afford it, and I wanted to do it. Well, for my wedding, we all just pitched in. But I paid for some of it. Adam paid for some of it. His family paid for some of it. As if the whole family paid for some of it. They paid in ways that they could. Ultimately, I will say, if you saw T and Tamera, you saw that I waited a long time to get married, y'all. Yeah. So I wanted to make sure that my wedding was really, really beautiful. So it cost, as you would say, it cost a coin.
Sis, the jig is up. We already know the truth. You done paid for the wedding. I guess the backlash was too much, and your husband was getting drugged all over social media, and so you had to backtrack and say, oh, everybody contributed. She didn't say financially contributed. Just take note of that. So it looks like sis admitted that she paid for her entire wedding. She said, I had the money, so I did it. Red flag, sis. He had money too. Why didn't he contribute? This is where we have to take account of what's going on here. Because I drug Corey for being homeless and trying to date and marry Tia. And now I'm going to drag Adam for the same thing. But at least one thing I will say about Corey. No, actually, I can't even say that about Corey. Both of them are cut from the same cloth. But at least Corey tried to help out and contributed to the wedding planning. I also want to make it clear, it's not the fact that he didn't pay for the whole wedding himself. That's not what I'm saying. My point is he could have done more. And in Corey's case, he didn't have the same type of finances that Adam had, but he still did a lot with what he had. He used as many resources as he could to make up for the fact that he couldn't financially contribute the same way that Tia could. Adam had the funds, he had the resources, and he has the wealth. And he still didn't do as much as he could have done. And this is why he got the big red flag. This man literally made her pay for their wedding. So he wasn't going to give her the wedding of her dreams. So if she didn't pay for the wedding, Adam, where were you going to marry her? Like, what wedding ceremony were you guys going to have? Remember, the guests went on bus tours. They went to a winery. And you had sis pay it all. Even though that was in your hometown. Red flag. This man is a cheapskate. And that tells me all that I need to know. First of all, he was dragging his feet to marry her. And now he's making her pay for everything because, again, he never wanted to take the initiative with this whole relationship. He would rather take the back seat.
But the one thing I remember from our first day is that Adam was so nervous. He kept like spilling water, kind of like, and he not only did it once, he did it like 3 times. it became endearing. First I was like, okay, is he okay? Then the second time I realized, oh my gosh, this guy is just really, really nervous. So now it's become like a good luck charm because he still spills. You didn't think it was a goofball? No! You know, Adam, he has a little swag to Magoofy. Then we actually sat in his car for 3 hours and just doing some music. Yeah, just listen to music. I didn't give him his first kiss until the 3rd date. We just sat there. The first kiss to the The first kiss was over a 3rd date. Did he try to kiss me in the car? I tried. No, on the 3rd date I tried. On the first date, we were just kind of like just really comfortable with each other. And I swear to God, at that moment, I was like, wait a minute, this guy is different. I can just sit in the car and just listen to music and fully be myself. But on the 3rd date, let's get to that. Let's just, as the 3rd date, I was like, dude, when are you going to kiss me? Like, okay. So I just let him know that, you know, how'd you let him know? You know how.
Red flag. This man does not know how to take initiative when it comes to Tamera. And we've noticed that from the beginning. Remember, as soon as he was able to get in contact with her, he got her email. She was the one who had to send the questions. On their first date, she's the one who had to initiate their first kiss. And then on top of that, she was the one who broke up with him and brought it to his attention that it had been 4 years since they've been together and that it was time for him to propose. She's the one who literally led their whole entire relationship. This just proves that there's always going to be a pattern, y'all. As you start to develop your red flag detector skills, just remember, it starts from the beginning. And whatever happens in the beginning is how your relationship is going to move forward. Sis started out leading in the chasing position, even though he was interested first. So this is why it is important to be careful. Because even if a man shows interest at the beginning, watch his behavior. This man's behavior automatically shows me that he wasn't invested enough to even pay for their wedding. He likes to coast along. This man clearly did not give a damn about giving you the wedding of your dreams, even though he knew that that's what you wanted. And even though he knew that he was your first, and even though he knew that you were really in love with him. And look at that raggedy love letter he sent her. Couldn't even pay for the wedding. Red flag. Let's continue. Let me add something else before we continue. I just want to say that if you end up paying for your entire wedding, this is where we can see that Tia and Tamera, even though they chose different men from different walks of life, and who had different careers, different aspirations. Everything about the men they chose was different. However, they had one thing in common. They were the ones leading the relationship. It looks like they chose men who like to be comfortable, who took a back seat to the relationship while they're the ones who led the charge. And this is problematic, y'all. Very problematic. And I know that a lot of people were hyping Tia and Corey's relationship up. Well, we know because of the black love aspect of it. But in actuality, Tia definitely should have not dated that man from the beginning. And I can say the same for Tamera. After he made you waste 4 years of your life, you didn't need to circle back. You really didn't need to spin the block. Because now, look at what happened. You spun the block and he made you pay for your wedding. What else is he making you pay for? The mortgage? All because you just want to be married and in love. But at what cost? What's love got to do with it? I'll be damned if I'm paying for my whole wedding, please.
Because I thought of the future. I thought of our home that we were gonna buy.
Red flag. What you mean you thought of the future and the home that you were gonna buy? So you was the one making all the plans. If you guys watch my live stream, When a Man Loves a Woman, anyone who watched that live stream, I will link it up here because it's a good one. Y'all already know that based on the signs of When a Man Loves a Woman, this ain't it. She's the one planning their future. She's the one planning everything. And he's just a bystander. Passenger princess, as you will. So this man was just a backseat rider for his rider. He's sitting here, she riding, and he's sitting here like, here you go, babe. There you go, babe. The little engine that could. This is what Tamera reminds me of. Sis, if you have a scarcity mindset, and also if you believe that this is the best that you could do, then this is what you're going to get. This man has money. He has no reason to make her struggle like this, but it makes him happy. Why is he making her struggle like this? Because he wants her to earn his love. He's been wanting her to earn his love from the beginning, even though he's the one who came into her life. Imagine. Came into her life and then asking her to earn his love. You can't make this up, but a lot of men operate this way, so y'all gotta take heed to this. They will make you earn their love, and you have to find yourself to be worthy of it. And this is the pure example of struggle love. Struggle love is not only tied to people that look like this. It can be in any shape or form. Sis was happy to pay her wedding. Y'all saw her in the first, I had it, so I could pay for it. No, it's not the fact that you have it and you can pay for it. It's you have it, but why are you paying for it? Because he got it too. Why? Because at least in Corey's situation, he ain't got it. So at least I know he ain't got it. So I get it. Sis was trying to hold him down, but he has it. Why isn't he sharing with you? Because he wants to make sure that you know your place in his life. He still has some boundaries that you can't cross. And for him, he's just showing you. His actions are showing that he wants you to work harder than him. They started off like this. And y'all want to tell me that their situation is not the same way, so somehow he became the provider? That should tell you everything that you need to know. Now let's continue.
And I knew people in Napa. I'm from Napa. Yountville's my hometown. So we had some really cool opportunities, people that gave us some good deals, basically. Which is nice to know. It's nice to know people.
This man needs to be on an episode of Extreme Cheapskates, because he's sitting here patting himself on the back for, oh yeah, it's my hometown, so you know I got some good deals on the way. Big ups to me. Sis didn't have to pay full price. I actually got her to hook up so she could pay a discount. Where's your money at though? You're telling me all them news stations that you work for and Fox News couldn't pay you? And you own a winery.
And we had like 360 people at the wedding, and there were a lot of people we wanted to invite. I wanted to invite more, and so did she. Now looking back, probably a few we shouldn't have invited.
That always happens, though.
Always happens.
Is this man seriously laughing about the people that they shouldn't have invited because they invited 360 people? She paid for it all, mind you. And then this man talking about, oh, maybe there was some people we shouldn't have invited. Red flag. You should have had no say. You didn't pay for nothing. That should have been 360 friends and family members and even supporters of Tamara, not you cheapskate. You should have no say in anything that goes on in this way. Oh, because you hosted the wedding in your hometown and you got her some good deals. Now you think you could run the show.
Yeah, 32 is a good age to get.
Mm-hmm.
When I got married, I felt like I was ancient when I got married. But no, 32 is actually, it's a great age. I would say don't rush. Make sure you find the right person. You can find the right person at 22. You can find the right person at 32. You can find the right person at 45. You have to do what's right for you.
Red flag. So notice how sis was like, you know, and in hindsight, 32 wasn't that old. Don't rush. Don't rush until you find the right person. Look at his eyes shifting like that damn meme. Yeah, your eyes are shifting because you made her wait. Number one. And number two, don't let anyone pressure you. She's right. However, wrong messenger. The call is coming from inside the house, sis. You rushed. Even though he drug his feet and took his sweet time, as soon as he went around, came back around, like, well, I guess she was the best I could do. Let's get married. Do not let a man who has the means and resources not be able to invest. That's a big red flag. And then now look, his eyes all shifty.
I had a wedding dress. My dress was designed by Carolina Herrera. And little did I know, it actually was voted the most affordable designer.
Really?
Yes, it's affordable because you were paying for it. And I notice they keep throwing out the word affordable, cheap, discount. This man, like I said, is a cheapo. He sounds like he's going to want to take every dime. And this is going to be a problem. But then Tamera is just happy to be there.
I always wanted a long, like, cathedral veil. Then I had a reception dress. It was by Dolce & Gabbana. And then I had an after party dress. A lot of women were doing that as well.
No,
it was like the thing to do. Whereas now I feel like women have one dress that could change into, or maybe people were doing that before.
I just change once next time.
Next time, when we do our vows.
See, I know she was going to go there.
Who's paying for the vow renewal, Adam? Because you made her pay the first round. I bet not hear no story about her paying for the second round. That's a threat and a warning, sir. Let's continue.
I will say this. I did learn something looking back at the pictures that I feel like I have lots of advice for people. Make sure that, yes, the wedding, usually they think of the bride, right? It's the bride's day, but it also is the groom's day. I chose blush pink and black and white and green. I just wish I would have chose a little bit more masculine colors when I look back.
No, I love the colors. I disagree. I think that the guys are supposed to kind of come into the wedding. Listen, the wedding's about the bride.
Red flag, sis. Hold up. Wait a minute. I'm gonna need you to be for real. So this man didn't pay for the wedding, and yet you sitting here telling us, oh, it's not just the bride's day, it's also the groom's day. Hyping them up, propping them up. Go, babe, my man. At least Adam had some sense to know that it's the bride's day. Yes, at least you had some damn sense, because your wife doesn't. Sitting here trying to tell people, oh, it's the husband's day, it's the groom's day too. Yeah, if he's contributing, absolutely. It'll be his day all day long. But if I'm the one footing the bill, ain't nothing about this day his day. It's my day. Especially if I'm paying, which I never would. But if I were to, it's my day. You better go on over there. Yeah, go be quiet and look good in pictures. Y'all, we're only 9 minutes in, and this is a 21-minute video. What happened during this wedding that deserves 21 minutes? Because all 8 minutes of this is enough for me. But let's listen and hear what else they had to say, because I'm not even at the halfway mark, and I'm trying to see what else was said that's so important that we need to know.
But somebody, before we got in there, all the cupcakes were gone.
Yeah.
And I heard people were taking them around Napa the next day saying, this is from Tamera and Adam's wedding.
You never told me that.
From Sift Cupcakes. Sift Cupcakes and as bomb. Sweetie Pies, where we had our cake done, also bomb.
We could see that Tamara's lingo rubbed off on him. This man is saying bomb. We don't use that word anymore. Bomb is gone, Adam. You need to watch more black TV shows. I see your wife. It was trying to introduce you to the culture, and kudos to you for using that expression. I get it. Now you're trying to immerse yourself in the culture. That word went out in early 2000s. You're gonna need to watch some more shows and get your lingo up. Just advice.
Adam and I did a fun little dance.
So the song starts off playing Journey.
I'm forever yours, so faithfully.
And then about
halfway through
it
was, and it was going back to Cali. I'm going back to Cali. I don't think so. And we put on our jerseys.
I had baseball jerseys made. Giants baseball jerseys with our numbers.
Again, I hope you paid for them baseball jerseys, because now I'm giving you the side eye. But in all seriousness, I thought that was a cute little cheesy dance that they did. I'm going back to Cali. Ooh, word to your mother. Here we go. Yeah, ain't that what? Look like that's what he wanted to do. He wanted to do that so bad, y'all. He really was so excited to finally say some rap lyrics. Look at him. Hold up. Now it makes sense. Taj is the one who choreographed this? Okay, it makes a lot of sense. Tamera, you have Corey as your brother-in-law and Tia as your sister. Y'all could have had a little bit more flavor in your dance, but that's okay.
So what was great about all this is we started off, Tamera had it all planned out, and then she let me have some insight, which was awesome. We had the pre-party, which was like, the pre-wedding ceremony. Then we had the ceremony where people got to stay sat down, and we had the ceremony where we all came in. Then you had this like little after party with the DJ, and then we had the dinner, which was just awesome.
We
It was
wanted
so
it
cool.
to be not a sit-down dinner, but it was a buffet.
It was a buffet, but it had a full sit. But you had your
No,
you
you
were
had
assigned
to
a
sit
table.
down. Yes, you were assigned a table. But what I mean is we wanted people to get up and gather and meet and talk.
Let me tell y'all why they decided to have the buffet. If you have a sit-down dinner, it's going to cost you more per plate. And knowing that sis paid for everything and Mr. Cheapskate over there was not going to have it, they decided to have a buffet style. And she talking about, we wanted our guests to get up and mingle. No, you wanted to save money. Buffets are the cheapest type of meal style that you could have at a wedding. So, of course, they're going to choose the buffet.
Where we had a sundae bar, we had cupcakes, we had a groom's cake.
Baseball glove.
Yeah.
So Adam even had a groom's cake. She wanted to show her appreciation. Let me cater to you because this is your day, babe. I'm showing that I'm worthy of your love. Out of order, y'all. And again, if you like it, I love it. If you are the type of woman to take care of your man and pay for everything, more power to you. Power to y'all. I love that for you. However, and that's a big however, but yet, notwithstanding, if you really truly want your man to invest in you, and you truly want to make him the role of the leader and the provider, this ain't gonna work out for you in the long run. It's flipped. And look at him. He's comfortable. Of course he's comfortable. His wife is doing it all. That's the type of love he was looking for. And he couldn't find it in anyone else but Miss Tamara, Miss Tam Tam.
What are some of your favorite moments of your wedding? I know my favorite moment, I'll never forget, was after we got married and, we had kind of like the little reception before the dinner. And I got to toast with my mom and my grandmother and saying husband for the first time and wife for the first time. That felt pretty cool.
My favorite moment was, so my brother gets up to give a speech, and my brother got up there and gave what Geraldo Rivera said was the funniest speech he's ever heard. And everybody else said it too. To this day, it's still being talked about.
Red flags. So notice how they're talking about their favorite moments of their... Tamera said something similar. She said being with her mother and her grandma. It's really interesting to see how Tia is the daddy's girl and Tamera is the mommy's girl. But sometimes that does happen. Notice this whole entire conversation, sis is including him. Like being able to be your wife, taking your last name. That's my favorite moment. And his favorite moment is the hysterical speech that his brother gave. Oh, I wish we had it on camera. Oh, it was so good. It was so funny. And then I'm thinking like, okay, let me listen and hear some more. Because maybe he's going to have a follow-up moment talking about her when she walked down the aisle, when her dad gave him her hand in marriage, or just seeing how happy she was.
We unfortunately don't have it on video, but which makes it even more epic, I think. And then afterwards...
I wish we had it on
I
video.
know.
That's the thing that I would have done differently.
We had to follow up after that. So the moment for me was laughing our butt off, everybody else laughing, him just giving this amazing speech. And then we walked up afterwards to thank everybody with her, or with her grandma became my grandma, my great uncle, our pastor, and seeing everybody out there and just being able to thank them for coming and sharing the day with us. That to me was the moment of the wedding for me, besides obviously the actual ceremony.
Nope. This man said seeing everybody come and attend this event and see me and her. That's it. That's it, sir. That's all. You couldn't say nothing about her. It's your day. You couldn't say anything about her, sir. Nothing. That was his mind. Y'all, I don't need to hear any more. That's his mindset, guys. And you really think that mindset has changed? Even though it's been X amount of years later? You want to believe that? Remember, we do pattern recognition here, y'all. I'm not saying people don't change, but this man, his behavior is extremely very clear. And Tamara is just sitting here laughing. Look at her smiling. I think she was waiting for him to say something about her. And then she like, damn, he ain't even say nothing about me. Yes, it's because he don't care. He don't care. He doesn't care. He just wanted to have an event. Party, hell. If I'm getting married, I might as well celebrate. That's what that was. He wanted to have a party. That's all that was.
Besides, obviously, the actual ceremony and marrying my wife.
And I loved, like, after you get married, because there are some people who aren't able to go immediately on their honeymoon after they get married. We were able to do that, and I thought that was really, really cool. Just getting up as husband and wife, and I'll never forget going to San Francisco, getting on that flight.
And flying to Greece.
Flying to Greece.
Did you get coupons to go to Greece, sir? Did you get a 2-for-1? What you got to tell us about Greece, since you were so quick to tell us about the discounts you got on the wedding that your wife paid? Now let's see what discounts you got on the honeymoon. All right, y'all. Tamara and Adam stuck to their word, and they did post a honeymoon story time. But before we get to that, I did try to find Tia's honeymoon story time, but it looks like sis never posted one. Around the time that Tamara and Adam got married, Tia and Tamera were filming a reality show. Tamera had just returned from her extravagant honeymoon, and she was glowing. One thing I found interesting is that Tia ain't want to hear none of that.
Wow, that is gorgeous. Adam took that picture.
Yes, Santorini. I love that he has his wedding ring on.
Yeah, that's
it's just
really
so
cool.
sexy.
Yes, it is.
That's one of the columns in the temple. This was when the Romans actually took over the Greeks in Ephesus. They make their wine in these little bundles, and it's actually... the Romans weren't really
Are you giving me a
into-
history class right now? Okay.
So what happened was...
Oh, it's hot. It is so hot in here. Go ahead. Go. Sorry.
Wow.
Oh, your ring is so pretty. You are so all over the place. I haven't seen you in 2 weeks. I know, but chill, Tia.
You have ADD.
Yeah, I feel like I've developed
seriously,
ADD.
you just went from 3 different points.
I know.
It was like bang, bang, bang. What do you want to talk about? You want to film?
Red flag. Now, sis, I know that you were pregnant at the time. Spoiler alert, Tia was pregnant around that time. But that's no excuse not to listen to your sister. So my spidey senses are telling me that her and Corey's honeymoon wasn't as extravagant as Tamera and Adam's honeymoon. That's just my guess, because the way she was flipping and switching the subject, don't blame that on ADHD. As someone who has ADHD, I am highly offended. That does not mean we do not switch subjects like that. That don't make no dang on sense. That's just her not wanting to hear you talk about the ruins in Santorini, and also her not giving a damn about you and your husband's honeymoon.
But we had 2 full weeks.
We had 2 full weeks.
And I like to see things.
And we vacation differently. He likes to do, go.
I like a couple of days of downtime, but I want to see or experience something new.
I would just like to look at the ocean.
She wants to sit. So it came down to this. I gave her a couple of options. She chose Greece, and I chose Turkey. And we had 2 weeks. A couple of days in Athens. I went to Corinth and saw the Corinth Canal. We done this walking path. It wasn't far away, and they had just amazing Greek food. And the owner came over. He found out it was our honeymoon, and we wanted to try ouzo. I had a shot. Tamara had 2.
What? It's our honeymoon.
Red flag, sis. Do you just go everywhere drinking?
The next thing I remember is waking up from being passed out. I think it was 3. Yeah, 3 hours.
Why is sis always drinking to a stupor?
So we get back to the hotel room, and she passed out. She's going to take a nap out cold. So I'm like, I'm wide awake. And it's like 2 in the afternoon.
Hours.
So I'm like, well. So I hiked down to these ruins that were down. It would have probably been it was kind of a strenuous hike. And being our honeymoon, she probably would have been like, Adam, what are you doing? So I hiked down there, got a bunch of photos, and came back. So it was a nice getaway for me to kind of also get my mind straight with all the crazy. It's been a whirlwind couple of weeks getting, anybody who gets married knows. All amazing moments. It was just nice to get out there and just be like, whew, man, this is, we did it. This is amazing.
Red flag. So wait a minute. Your wife is passed out. She just drank a lot of liquor. And your thought process was, well, since she's passed out, I'm just going to go explore the city because I needed time to think about things and relax. And it was just such a stressful wedding process for me, even though I didn't pay for anything, by the way, and she planned everything, mind you. But it was so stressful for me, and it was nice to have some alone time. Now look at here, sir. This would make sense if she was just taking an ordinary nap. But sis just drank a whole bunch of alcohol. You don't even know if she has alcohol poisoning, and she just drank a lot. Drinking and passing out is very dangerous. Some people, they choke on their own vomit. I know it's disgusting, but it's true. Some people get alcohol poisoning. And other people, like, you won't know that they stop breathing. You don't even know if sis could be allergic to the alcohol, because the fact that she was passed out just lets me know that she needed to be monitored. But then again, this man didn't give a damn. And he just left her in the hotel room by herself. In a foreign country, might I add. Red flag. Because most husbands would have been like, yo, okay, you know what? Even though I want to do my own thing, let me go and just make sure she's okay. At least when she wakes up, I'll see if she's okay. If she doesn't want to go out with me, that's fine. I'll go alone. Then I could understand. But you took that opportunity to go and explore and go on your own excursion, not even checking on your wife's well-being while she's passed out, doesn't even care about her medical condition. And by the way, if you drink a high amount of alcohol, it could even be a small amount, you don't know how your body is going to react to it. And of course, again, you're in a foreign country, so you don't know what they put in that liquor. No shade to people in Greece, but I'm just saying that everyone absorbs things differently. You're not acclimated to the environment. This right here just showed me that he had no care or concern. This man is very selfish, y'all. He is very selfish, extremely selfish. And that is quite concerning to me, but hell, look at sis. She's just sitting there. He's the one who's leading this honeymoon, but only because he loves to travel. He mentioned that. He loves to travel the world, so it was going to be convenient for him. Everything is of convenience for him. Now, she's down and out, taking a nap, passed out, and the first thing that's on his mind is not going to the pharmacy to get her meds just in case, you know, she gets a headache after or a hangover, or maybe she's not going to feel good, so maybe I should probably buy her something, get her drinks, water, nothing. I went on a hike because, you know, you good, right? I'm going to go on a hike. Sir, be for real.
I came back and she was still out cold. I'm like, finally I woke her up and she was like, I was out for how long? And I'm like,
3 hours. And I was like, oh my gosh, I felt so bad. I was like, what did you do? He said, walk around the whole island.
no,
Just kidding.
just down there.
But yeah.
I'm driving and I drive for like, she falls asleep. So it's like a 3-hour drive at this point. And I drove through some of the most amazing scenery I have ever seen. Like rock forest, like just rocks for like miles.
I don't remember that.
I know you were sleeping. And then there was a amazing forest of olive trees. Like it was like, I don't know if it was an olive. It just seemed like it went on forever. Everywhere I looked was olive trees. But then we came down into an area of a city that's being rebuilt right now, right at dusk. It's really dusty. And Tamera woke up and we were nowhere near a beach at this point. She was mad at me.
Well, because when you think of honeymoon, for me, I think of beaches. I thought, like, again, like Hawaii, like Fiji. All I wanted was like a Mai Tai and you know, some chips and salsa with guacamole. I just wanted like one little moment of that.
Red flag. Once again, he shows his selfishness. Stay tuned for part 4 of this case study.